Welcome to Shomach Shav on the Daf, Shir sponsored Nishvas Arm Yaakov Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding Basra Daf Kuf Mem Tes. The Gemara in the end of Amud Aleph brings a story that Issur Giyura was about to die, and he wanted to give his assets to his son. His son, which was not a son according to halacha, because it was Hoyrasa Shlo B'Kedusha and Ledosa B'Kedusha, so he didn't inherit him directly. Rava was holding on to money that belonged to Issur Giyura. And the Gemara mentions that Rava went to different ways that Issur Giyura could give his assets to his son, and he says none of them will work. So came Rav Iko Breda Avami, and he says there is a solution. There's something called Oidisa. Issur Giyura could be moide, could admit that these assets belong to his son, and that's all transferred. And that's what happened in the end. Issur Giyura did do the Oidisa. So Rava was upset. They're teaching people tainus and causing me to lose. If they wouldn't teach him, I would be able to keep the money. This Gemara is very tamua. What's shat? Rava was trying to keep money, knowing that there's a way that Issur Giyura could transfer it, and he still wanted to keep it. He didn't want Issur Giyura to know about it. How do you understand this Gemara? So the Chazon Ish in Choshemishput in the Kutim in Siman Chof Aleph addresses this. And he says, you should know that Rava, as Mevur in the Gemara in Tainis, Rava was very busy with tzedakahs. He used to take care of the anim and give them their tzedakah. Rava wanted to use this money for tzedakah purposes. And furthermore, says the Chazon Ish, Issur Giyura himself, if he would know what Rava is intending to do with the money, he would like Rava to do that. And at the Chazon Ish, that the son of Issur Giyura, Mari, we see from the Gemara Mometzia, he was rich, he had enough money. So Issur Giyura would be happy that Rava uses it for tzedakah. So in other words, Rava had a cheshbon why he wanted to keep this money. And at the Chazon Ish, the Gemara says that Rav Mari, the son, he was Bei Rav, he was in the Beis Medrash. Why did the Gemara add that? It says the Chazon Ish, because Rava would not do such a thing in a place where maybe Chilul Hashem. If it was outside in the street, people would start questioning what Rava did. But because Rav Mari was in Bei Rav, was in the Beis Medrash, he knew that everybody will figure out that Rava did the right thing because of his own cheshbon. Rav Chaim Kanievsky, in the Sefer Derech Sicho on Parshas Behar, he brings his Chazon Ish, and he brings a story that he heard from his father, Kilas Yaakov, regarding the Chofetz Chaim. The Chofetz Chaim was once in a train, and a maskil sat next to him and says, look at this, Rava loved money, and he brought a Gemara. So told him Chofetz Chaim, I don't know exactly the cheshbon of Rava, it could be he needed the money for some tzedakah or pidyon shuim, similar to Chazon Ish. But he says, I know, look at the Gemara in Sanhedrin Ayin Beis, that there it says that there were animals that were stolen from Rava's house, but it was in Machteres, and Rava holds that you don't give it back, these animals, because there's a reason of Kim Libdam Rinei, and even though the thieves wanted to return it, Rava did not accept it. Based on Rav, you can't take it, so he did not agree to accept, even though the thieves give it back to him. If Rava is such a lover of money, he's willing to do anything to get money, how can he explain the Gemara there in Sanhedrin? That's a rayo that Rava was very careful with money. And just to add to this, that the Sefer Michtovei Toiro, which are letters that the Imre Emes wrote, he writes to his son-in-law that about a discussion and learning that he had with Rabbi Lechonon Wasserman, Hashem Yikom Domoi. And one of the things that they discussed is that here the Rashbam brings that whoever is brought down in this Gemara, we pass on a halacha like this. So Lechonon Wasserman asked the Imre Emes, but we know the rule is that if a Rav paskens a halacha based on a ma'isa that happened to him, you don't rely on it. Because maybe he has a little bit of negias, and he's paskin because what happened? If he said the halacha before in Beis Medrash, so then you follow it. But if he came only because of a ma'isa, and it's the get to him, you don't rely on it. So how do here we rely on the halachas the Rava taught? So answer the Imre Emes, and with the footnotes there they added, Rava throughout Shas, we saw it also early in the Masechta, when Rava made a mistake, he always corrected himself. He got up and said, Devarim she'amarti lachem tosu. He always got up and corrected himself. Here we don't see the Rava corrected himself. So therefore, usually we don't paskin when a Rav paskins a halacha, because maybe he made a mistake, and he would not necessarily correct himself. But Rava was so careful in halacha, whenever he made a mistake, he always corrected himself. So here, everything is done b'shikul adas, b'din, and if Rava says that, that means that's the din to follow. And to conclude this whole thing, I saw a nice mahalach brought down in a sefer of this generation called Bamidbar Yehuda. And he wants to say the explanation here in the Gemara, and it really connects to everything we learned, is similar to what brought down a story with the Chazal Sofer. The Chazal Sofer, there was a person in his Kehillah who lost his money. So Chazal Sofer gave him a loan. And he told him, go and you'll be successful in business. That's exactly what happened. The person took the money for the Chazal Sofer, invested it, and he was very successful. And he came back, he returned the money to the Chazal Sofer, he added and gave a beautiful gift added to the money. The Chazal Sofer took the gift, examined it, said, what a beautiful gift. An amazing, beautiful thing. And the Talmidim around were very surprised. The Chazal Sofer is examining a gift, which is clearly ribis. And after a while, after Chazal Sofer examined it and praised the gift, he returned it back to the Balabas and said, I cannot accept it because of ribis. So Talmidim asked, what was this? Why it took you so long to say that? Said the Chazal Sofer, I want to come and show the Maila of ribis. I'm not right away saying, ribis, I can't touch it. I want to show this is a beautiful gift. This is such a nice thing. I would love to take it, but I'm keeping the mitzvah of ribis. So he wants to say, that's the shadow over here in this Maisa as well. Rava wants to say, Rava wanted to get to a case where he says, really, this money, I don't have to give back. This money really belongs to me. And then he would do midas chassid and give it back. He wanted to bring it to a situation where he come and he appreciate that really I don't have to give it back, but I'm still giving it back. So that's why Rava was a little makpid. Why did you tell him away that now I have to give it back? I want to do it as a midas chassidus. Anyone who wants to join Shomach Shova email us to WhatsApp group, please email shomachshova@gmail.com.